We have a Lumix P1000 over there, the strongest zoom camera in the world, provided and sponsored by Jonack, my uncle from Woosmer. Hello! And this is a zoom test, and I want to test the zoom capabilities of the Nikon P1000. It's the Nikon P1000, and currently is filming me the Nikon P1000 and the Lumix S5. And I want to test the transmission capabilities of the Rode Wireless Go 2 microphone versus the Nikon P1000 zoom capabilities. The Nikon P1000 versus Panasonic S5. We are approximately, I would say, 200 or 300 meters away, and let's see how this looks when we now go back to the frame. The Nikon P1000 is an excellent zoom camera. The Nikon P1000 is the best zoom camera in the world. It has the capability of the focal length equivalent from 24 to 3000 millimeters and some digital zoom. And that is basically insane. You can zoom with this camera and it's incredible how this image looks. I think it has a 19 megapixel sensor. The sensor is smaller than a Micro Four Thirds chip, and but it's very capable of producing high quality images. The camera can film in up to 4K 30 FPS, and that's basically more than enough for me. And the image stabilization is also very good. In combination with a small sensor with a large lens of the diameter is, I think, 72 millimeter. It's amazing how this looks. And let's see how the Panasonic P1000 looks when I go like 300 meters away and walking now towards the camera. I think it looks a little bit insane. This camera is very cool. It's a fun camera. It's a camera that makes you happy. It's not boring. You cannot change the lens, but you have 24 to 3000 millimeters. It's not so ultra heavy. Costs around 1000 euro. And you can see what the other people is eating, and you can photograph your neighbor when he's coming on Thursday. You can photograph him on Monday. That's basically insane. Very nice. Und viele machen, hier ist immer so ein oft ein Panorama hier, so klack, 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 klack. Das ist auch immer geil.
Der hat sich damals hier bei dir getreten.
25 or 30 FPS, which is insane. And this camera provides you with an immense zoom range. The aperture, of course, is not so ultra high. You have on like 24 millimeters f2.8 and on 3000 millimeters some like f8 or something. On such a small sensor is this camera not for the best bokeh shots. I got it. But when you film like a little bird 8 meters or 5 meters away, and you film in like 2000 millimeters, you have a little bit shallow depth of field. And that's basically very cool. This camera is suited for panoramic views of far mountains and like birds, animals, spotting things far behind in the distance. And that's cool about this camera. That's the camera that provides you with a lot of fun. And fun is basically very rare in professional cameras. I mean, I have the Lumix S5. It's also a hobbyistic professional camera, I would say, and the Lumix S1H. And the Lumix S1H provides you with not so much fun because it's hard to work with, it's heavy. The Nikon P1000 is not so heavy. It's not a heavy camera. And as you can see here, you can have a lot of fun with this camera. It's ultra cool to work with it, test the zoom, and the zoom is completely mechanical. You have a little dial that zooms basically in, and you can even use the camera for moon photography. And many flat earthers believe that this camera proves the flat earth. You can then play with this camera around and try to prove the flat earth theory, or basically try to prove the round earth theory, or try to prove the donut shaped earth theory. What shape